Using the classroom check. Let's review the steps so far. After the teacher submits a request for help, the coordinator assigns a coach to the case. The coach then contacts the teacher to arrange a time for the classroom check. The classroom check has two purposes. First, the process may help the teacher and the coach gain information about the function or purpose of the student's problem behavior. But primarily, they use the classroom check to make sure the universal classroom supports are already in place for the student and the classroom. During the classroom check, the coach briefly observes and documents the classroom's Tier 1 supports, that is, the elements of effective instruction and classroom arrangement that are foundational. The coach looks for best practices, such as predictable routines, clear, consistent rules, maximum structure, engaged students, positive interactions between students and teachers, opportunities for students to respond to instruction, and that classroom and school expectations are taught. The classroom check ensures that efficient and universal strategies are tried before investing more time in individualized supports. That is, the classroom check determines that Tier 1 supports are in place before suggesting the teacher consider Tier 2 or Tier 3 interventions. The coach must schedule a time for the classroom check within 3 school days after being assigned to the case. Because this is the coach's first contact with the teacher, it's important for the coach to be prompt, supportive, and clear with the teacher about the steps of the process. A coach can be supportive by acknowledging that the teacher's request has been reviewed and by explaining the next steps of the classroom check. The coach should also direct the teacher to the iBest website. The training resources of the resource library give teachers an overview of the entire iBest process. To get started, the coach logs into iBest and selects the student's name from the case list. The coach then clicks the green Complete the Classroom Check button. The coach can return to the student's records by clicking on the back button with the student's name. The coach schedules a time to complete the classroom check when the student's problem behavior is likely to happen. During this brief observation, the coach observes both the classroom and the student. The classroom observation involves noting whether each of the classroom components is in place. The coach selects Yes, No, or NA during the observation. Selecting No for any classroom component opens a suggestion box where a classroom-based strategy can be entered. After the observation, the coach and the teacher should review possible strategies to clarify or change them. The coach and the teacher should work together to reach agreement for these changes. The teacher may need coaching in strategies that are unfamiliar. The coach may be able to identify a possible function or reason for the challenging behavior when observing the student. If the coach observes the challenging behavior, the coach selects Yes and indicates whether the function can be predicted or identified. If the function can be identified, the coach can select it from a list of typical functions. These include escaping work, escaping attention, or escaping sensory stimulation, gaining attention, gaining something tangible, or gaining sensory stimulation. The classroom check includes a note section the coach can use to document additional information about the function of the behavior or make other observations. For example, the coach can include comments about a subject area the student may be avoiding. Or the coach may note that the student is trying to obtain the teacher's attention at a particular time. Or it may be noted that the student is trying to avoid a group of peers. These notes can be reviewed later with the teacher or other iBest team members. Anytime a possible function for a problem behavior is selected, it's important to ensure there is enough information to support this hypothesis. Additional observations and assessment beyond the classroom check may be helpful. The Save Draft button saves information into iBest so the rest can be filled in later. All of the fields must be completed before the Submit button can be selected. After the classroom check has been completed by the coach, one of the following actions should occur within 7 days. 1. The case is closed. This would happen when the teacher tries a classroom-based intervention and it immediately decreases the student's challenging behaviors. 2. The coach begins to provide support to the classroom teacher through coaching or modeling Tier 1 classroom supports. This occurs when there are identified strategies that can be tried, but the teacher needs additional ongoing support from the coach. The final option includes the decision for the coach to begin a functional behavior assessment that will be used to develop an individual support plan for the student. This decision should be made within 7 days of completing the classroom check. However, it is unlikely that the FBA itself will be completed in that time frame. In order to support the student and teacher, the FBA should be completed within a maximum of 30 days. Let's review the classroom check. The coach observes the student during a time when the problem behavior is likely to occur. During this observation, Tier 1 supports are determined to be either present or absent. If any of these universal classroom supports are absent, the coach and teacher will identify how to provide them before proceeding to more individualized support. If Tier 1 and Tier 2 supports are already in place, the coach and teacher will develop an individualized intervention plan to address the student's problem behavior. During the classroom check, the coach also observes the problem behavior if it occurs and tries to determine a possible function for the behavior. Continue to Part 5, using the FBA summary.